What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday, folks. Happy Sunday. Let me get this mic in front of me. I really don't even know which mic is working today. It is one of those Sundays, but happy Sunday, everybody. This is officially the Sunday after, and you're checking in. This is Sunday Set Trip. You're on the set. I am Trip, the host of the One Successful Failure podcast. And again, this is the Sunday after. We do this every other Sunday. I would say twice a month, but I think we just went through March where there was like 5 weeks, and I think we started at the end of one month that was right at the beginning. Whatever, like it's every other Sunday. You can tap in with me. We get together as a community and we just discuss things that's happening in our lives. We discuss things that's gone on in the past 2 weeks. I can be myself on Sunday Set Trip because I don't have to be politically correct, worrying about gathering or attracting sponsors, worrying about messing something up. You see, I got my successful fuck up shirt on today. And I don't have to worry about that. You really just tapped in with just me, Trip. You get to ask me questions. You get to tap in with me, get to know me a little more intimate, tap into my thoughts. And I get to learn about yours, see what failures, successes you're dealing with, you're working with. I definitely get to tell you more personally about mine. You get to learn about things that's just going on in my brain randomly, in my family, in my life. It's a little more personal of a tap in, but make sure, regardless, if you're catching the One Successful Failure podcast or if you're catching the Sunday Set Trip, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to every one of the videos, even the lives. I want to see you on here on these lives. That's the way I know, hey man, you rocking with what we doing. That's the way the podcast grows. That's the way YouTube's whatever algorithms, I hate to use that word, but that's the way YouTube's algorithms or whatever, catches up and says, hey, y'all like it, y'all kicking with it, y'all love it, it is what it is. And I think the time change has me a little messed up. I'm fighting shadows, so we're gonna change some lighting right quick. Let me just see. I think that might work a little bit better. Yeah, man. Okay, let's start this thing back from the rip. The lighting was killing me. But the time changes also. I don't know if it's, sometimes I be going to sleep and I'll wake up and it'll say 6:30 and I have to catch myself trying to figure out if it's AM or PM. This time change is really getting me, and it's got my body feeling that I've been sleeping more. Well, I guess I've been sleeping not more, but more of an odd schedule. It's been weird. I've been having to catch more naps now because my body is just doing that thing. Spring, summer, moving, transition in time. So I had to change the lighting on y'all. But back to what I was saying. Hey man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tap in, tune in. Tune into these lives. You have me directly. Ask me questions. I'm an open book for the most part. If you don't know I'm an open book, check out the One Successful Failure podcast. It's where I talk about all my failures, all my successes, my life, my love, what to do and what not to do, the things that I know, the things that I can help you with. And that's where you'll see what we're doing here, fine tune, fine pitch, and all that. But the same thing I say on the podcast, hey, shout out to my day oneers, those of you who found me because of the One Successful Failure podcast. You know that we're here. You've tuned in since day one. You've seen everything. You've been watching the growth. You've been watching the changes. You've been seeing the set change. But shout out to my day tours. Those are you all who probably found us on the new set here. Those are you all who might have caught us because of the lies. You may have never seen the podcast, or you saw the podcast and or you saw this and you said, let me go tap into the podcast now. Y'all are my day tours. Y'all might have caught us in season 2 of the podcast. Season 1 is where people was just getting to know me. I was just now putting my business out there. Like, fuck it. It was an introduction to what the pod's going to be about, who I am. And so some of you all came after that, and you're meeting me now. This is the spot that we've joined each other, either on the set, the new set, or on these lives. And then also, I say it all the time, but you all know how special you are to me. Shout out to my motherfucking replayers. Yes, I always say to my motherfucking replayers, turn this down if you're at work. I know, my mama be having it on replay at work. So anyway, shout out to my motherfucking replayers. And the reason why I give y'all a separate shout out is because y'all are the ones who, not that everybody else doesn't make a conscious effort, but you're the ones who kind of make a little more of a conscious effort. You either saw us in the algorithms and you said, you know what? This was live at one point. I don't know who this person is, but let me click it and see. Let me catch the replay of this live and see what this person is talking about, and then you stick with us. Or you're a replayer because someone has been a day one or a day two, and they've been watching this and they see some value, or say they be like, you know what, Trip be on that shit. Trip kind of crazy. Trip be dropping them gems. There she go on one of them lesbian rants again. Whatever they tell you or type the message when they forward it to you, it means a little bit more because someone has seen some value in the podcast. They've seen something that interests them in what we're doing, and they've seen something that you may need to hear, or something that relates to something going on in your life. I just said something like 17 motherfucking times. That was weird. But it's something that has gotten someone to share this with you, and you also still took the time to trust that person that shared it with you and say, let me click on it. Let me see what this person is talking about. And you're my replayers, and you come on and you catch us, whether you're at work and you missed it, but you're faithful. You know, I got one in particular, one of my homegirls, shout out to, I'm just going to say Angela. She knows who she is, but she catches the replay. When she's available, she catches it live. She always is meeting us in the motherfucking comments, you know, meet us in them goddamn comments. And she's always taking the opportunity to meet us in those goddamn comments, even if it's to say nothing but, I can't hear your sound. Yes, I have to make that crazy accent, but my people know who they are, and shout out to them because, you know, they're a replayer, a day one or a day two, and all of that. And all of you all, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't be tapping in on a Sunday or doing any of this if it wasn't for you all tapping in and sharing and replaying and all those extra things. So let's get into it. Man, it's been a long weekend. It's actually been a long 2 weeks. And I think y'all read the titles, some of the titles. Let's just go over it real quick. Do boundaries apply to family? I normally don't put punctuations unless it's like dots or something in my titles, but I had to put that question mark because you're gonna see, we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna talk about it because I'm really starting to question it. I don't know, and this is where I want you all to tap in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna actually pull up the comments right now just to see if I can see anybody tapping in on this one. So the topics today: do boundaries apply to family? And question mark. That's a whole part of the title. Threads versus music, same but different, and we're gonna get to that. But I'm gonna start it off today with, I know y'all saw it, No New Friends. And no, yes, I'm talking about Drake. No, I'm not talking about Drake. But let's start off with the Drake and the No New Friends. Back in the Gap, and Drake came out with that song, I was kind of like, the fuck are you meaning no new friends? So we supposed to ride out with the people that we know or have in our life for the rest of our lives? We're not supposed to aspire to meet anyone else. We're supposed to just keep it with the same people that we grew up with or that we have with us right now, or we're supposed to kick it with coworkers and that's it. You're supposed to get married so you have a built-in friend or something and not ever be with anybody else. I didn't understand what he meant by no new friends. And I'm not going to tell you I understand it now. I don't know what Drake was going through, knowing him being the scorned lesbian that he is. He was going through some drama. But I'm in a point in my life right now, and these past 2 weeks have made me really understand. I used to think it was like a shitty thing that Drake was saying, no new friends. We're not going to do it. We're going to stay to ourselves. When we get big, fuck everybody else. If we stay small, fuck everybody else. We don't need them to get big. But these past 2 weeks, I've kind of realized that I don't think, it's not that I agree with him that new friends are bad, and it's not that I agree with him that old friends are like loyal and faithful and the best to have. I've learned, in the words of Michael C., in the past 14 years, 15 years of my life, that sometimes old friends ain't worth the fuck either. Not gonna say that new friends aren't, but old friends aren't either. But these past 2 weeks, I've been put in a couple of situations where I'm trying to grow. Like if you catch the podcast, if you have caught it from day one, you'll realize I'm going through some shit. I lost a whole new life, lost a whole relationship, lost a whole dog, lost a bunch of things. But in the meantime, and in the between time, and in the growing phase, and in the process phase, I've been trying to get a bunch of new things. Got new hair, got a new crib, got a new set, got a new love podcasting, got a new whatever, I got a new attitude. Whatever it is, I got a lot of new stuff. And what I haven't acquired, not all the way, and what I've been trying to see if I want to acquire or bump into or randomly get is new friends. I lost a lot of my old friends with the old relationship. I lost a lot of my old friends when the old relationship left. And I lost a lot of my old friends when the old relationship started. Because I changed. being friendly and hoeing in the streets. I wasn't out drinking as much. I wasn't out doing whatever I was doing when I was single that had my single friends. When I got into my relationship, situationship, fuck over ship, I couldn't have those single friends anymore. So I was trying to attract not so single friends. Didn't have a lot of those. So me and my partner, me and my other, we became each other's friend. People talk about codependency. People talk about blended images, relationships, whatever. You don't know if you're one or you're two. And I mean, we can talk about that. I don't really all the way agree with that. I felt like in that time and at that point, when someone shares everything in your life, whether it's intimate, personal, disgusting, respectful, disrespectful, a championship, a defeat, I think if you can pour all of that or give all that to one person, what do you need multiple people to juggle for? It's kind of like a job or a career or a business. If you can get it down and have systems and have them operating right and everything going smooth, and you can depend on one system to do a lot of the things, then what do you need multiple systems for? Why pay multiple subscriptions? And I felt the same way in my relationship. Why have multiple friends to be hearing multiple opinions about what's going on in my household? Why have multiple people to be trying to bring around my partner, my girlfriend, my wife, have different energies in my home? Why do that? So in that period of time of my life, I don't think I was accepting too many new friends, or I did have new friends. I had a person that was with me that was ever evolving and changing, and so they were my new friends. Little did I know it was multiple of them, but that's a different subject. We're not on that because I'm not allowed to talk about that. But my point is, now that I'm changing and things are shifting and that friendship, partnership, relationship is gone, I find myself, I'm not going to say friendless, but in friend transition. I lost friends when that relationship dissolved because they were friends that I shared with that other person. And a lot of them may have agreed or disagreed with my choices and their choices. And so they chose to go their separate ways or go that way or whatever way it was. Some people like that other person better. It doesn't even matter. What matters is transitioning out of friends. And you have the option now in your growth, or I have the option now in my growth. Do I want new friends? Do I not? Do I want to learn new people? Do I not? Am I up for getting my heart broken again, opening myself up, being vulnerable, learning secrets, testing people to keep secrets, hearing their secrets, not judging their own secrets? Because I know the thing on the internet is we listen, but we don't judge. But I will tell you, we listen, and motherfucker, we judge. And I don't care. You can say you don't, whatever. I don't judge the person, but I will wholeheartedly, without a shadow of a doubt, judge the situation. Because I have to judge the situation to see if I want parts in it, if I don't, if some fuck shit or if it's not, if I can stand behind you or if I can't. So I have to make some type of judgment or assessment to be able to say or stick 10 toes down, like you young people say, in a situation. And new people comes with those tests. I went to a few things this week and I was faced with the challenge of meeting new people or going to these new places and being fake. Not so much fake, but not open to meeting new people. So hi and bye. Hey, how you doing? My name is Trip. Good to meet you. Oh, good to see you again. Oh man, I haven't seen you in so long. The daps, the hugs, and all that, but nothing personal. Don't really get into with these people how the family is. Don't talk to them about mine. Don't ask about theirs. Don't exchange numbers or Instagram or anything with anybody. So that's why I felt like I was being fake, because I had to go to a few things that was networking or friend building or only invited because you are a friend, and I wasn't making friends. I don't know if it's trust issues. I don't know what it is, but I do realize now that no friends, no new friends is kind of like a safe option. And I'm not saying that's the best thing to do, but I can say when someone is in something that I'm going through, you're going through, it's like drugs. And my healing, my recovery, my building of this new me, my building of this new peace, this new business, this new life that I'm going to be living in, your new life, your new peace, whether it's leaving drugs, leaving a relationship, leaving a job, this new endeavor might cause you to be fake. It might cause you to walk the first few miles in it friendless. And I'm realizing right now that that's okay. I went to something and I thought I wanted to be friends and I thought I wanted to make friends, and I realized that I just don't fit in a lot of places. And I used to try to dim myself down to fit in with these new friends. But when these new friends panned out to be the same way as the old friends, I figured out that I had dimmed myself down for people that weren't worth it. And as easily as I knew how to dim myself down for them, I didn't know how to turn myself back up for me. Hence where we are in a new life and a new growth and a new phase. And so I don't know if I agree wholeheartedly with Drake about the no new friends, but I do know I've been in a couple of situations this past couple of weeks, these past couple of months, these past years since my life has changed. And I think right now, no new friends is probably the safest for me, because I still have the trust issues. I still have the loyalty issues. I still yearn so much to be connected or be with someone so badly, because I haven't shed that old skin of someone who was with someone for so long, that I might just be looking for new friends just to say I'm attached to someone or have new friends, and pour too much of myself again into that new situation I should be pouring into myself. I'm not going to say I'm not into new friends, but I am saying these 2 weeks, these two new things that I've gone to with some old friends and new people have shown me that new people, or maybe the old people that I'm introduced to them, aren't the best places to meet new friends. Sometimes when you're going into a new endeavor, you don't need new friends. Maybe you need to discover the new you first, so you can even realize what kind of new friends the new you would want. And I think that's where I'm at. I think I felt myself getting into that little down on myself, poor me depression phase, because I felt like when I was going to these events this week, as bad as I craved to be with other people, I got in there and I was like, yo, this don't really feel all that great. But it was almost like a drug addict going to a rave for the first time since they've been sober. And it was cool to say I accomplished it. And it was great to show myself that I could get up, get dressed, and go. And it was great that there was some new people there, and I got to see new people, and I got to see new situations, and I got to stretch myself. And I think that's great. But I think some of us in our healing journeys, even though it may feel like it's been a long time for you, it may have even been a short time. I think you need to let your body tell you, your mind tell you, your spirit tell you, your peace tell you, when you're around these new people or in these new situations, if you're ready for new friends. I'm realizing that I agree with Drake. New friends are hard. I don't think he was saying no new friends because he didn't want any. I didn't think he was saying no new friends because he believes he's met the best people in the world. I think he was saying no new friends because right now, on the journey that he was on, he couldn't handle all the new things that came with it, the new quirks, the new habits, the new patterns, the new lives, the new sensitivities, and the new workarounds, obstacles, distractions. And I think this is the one time that, as Drake is, I will allow myself to be just like him and take on the scorned lesbian title and say, right now in my life, I've decided that no new friends is the best thing for me. I don't know. Some people, their way of healing. I mean, Tramposa didn't get a new friend, went straight into a new relationship. And I don't care if you all don't understand why I have to bring in certain things. I just like to do what Kendrick Lamar said. Some people show how some people are not like us. Those are my examples. I've had a friend run straight to the arms of another friend. I've had friends run straight to the arms of an enemy. I've had friends run straight to the arms of anybody else. So when it's so easy to be discarded, you feel like it's easier to be guarded. And right now, I just think I'm going to be in the guarded phase. I'm going to realize where I fit in eventually. I'm going to learn the new me. And when I learn a new me, get accustomed to the new me, get comfortable with the new me, then the new me will be able to allow in new friends, and it won't feel like this whole new big endeavor. It'll be easy. It'll be smooth. Those new friends will feel like they've been there or magically planted by God or the universe for you to just stumble upon and pick up along your path and just keep it pushing like you never saw it. It's like I want to walk across the parking lot and you know how you see like a $20 bill, $100 bill, and yes, I will skip across the parking lot for a $20 bill. I don't care if you judge. But you know how you see that $20 bill in the parking lot and there's a whole bunch of people in the parking lot, but you realize you're the only one that sees it. And you don't want to run to it. You just want to keep your eyes on it, pick up the pace a little bit, politely skip it, grab it, keep it going, put it in your pocket like nothing happened. Well, that's the way I want these new friendships to develop. And until they can develop like that, until I have my eyes on the prize and see it and it's like, ooh, shit, I want to put that in my pocket. And I'm able to walk quickly and not have to run for the competition and can scoop it up and put it in my pocket and keep it pushing like my path was never interrupted, then I think I'm not interested in any new friends right now. And I think that's okay. And I think you should understand in your path, is new friends what you need with what you're going through right now? Are you building a business? Do you need new friends to distract you? Or are you building a business and you need some new friends to encourage you? I'm not saying new friends are bad. What I am saying is, for me right now at this time, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no. I can't say I ride with my day one, but I still need no new friends. Because, I probably have outgrown some of my day ones, but I haven't found my day zeros that will eventually grow into day ones from here. And that's cool. And until then, I'll be my own day one. I'll be my own new friend. When I find a new me, I'll learn how to be my own new friend so that I can teach others, And I'll know my boundaries with my friends and my likes and my dislikes, and they'll know it too. And, I think that takes us right to boundaries. I think I said that with friends. And it's funny because we know, well, some of us who are in therapy, or some of us who have been in therapy, or some of us who have never had any traumas or problems, we understand that I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. We understand that boundaries are important to keep shit from getting fucked up. I'm learning it now. When I was young, I didn't know what a boundary was. So therefore, I didn't set them. The only boundaries I had ever heard of is because I'm an athlete. Like, if you hit a ball outside of these lines, it's out of bounds. That shit don't count. It's a bad thing. I never put those same lines or the correlation with my life. I never knew that drawing a court in your life is the same as setting up the boundaries in your life as you are in sports. I didn't know that it was okay for me to draw a court and say that this is my court of life. And these are the things that I'm willing to accept inside of this court of life. And anything else that happens inside this court of life that don't align with the things that I said or I put into this court of life are out of bounds. I didn't know that. I didn't know that family could be out of bounds. I thought only friends. I didn't know that family could violate your boundaries and weren't supposed to be able. I didn't know that you were supposed to set boundaries with family. And I'm still not sure. And that's why I think in the title I put the question mark. Are you supposed to set boundaries with family? And are they supposed to be the same boundaries that you set with friends? And I've been thinking about it. Yes and no. No and yes. I think yes, you are supposed to set boundaries with family. And I think no, they're not supposed to be the same boundaries that you set with friends. And yes, they're supposed to be the same boundaries that you set with friends. And seeing as when I was young, I didn't know what a boundary was, I never set any. I never set any with friends. I never set any with family. And I don't think I even set any with myself. I never set any deal breakers with myself, so therefore I never set deal breakers for anyone else. But as I started growing up and I started learning, well, I'm still growing up. I'm older, but I'm really realizing right now that I missed a lot of my life. I missed a lot of growing up. I missed a lot of right and wrong. And so right now, I'm growing up and I'm learning those things as the 46 going on 47-year-old that I am today. And it's cool. It's cool now to know the things that I didn't know and be like, wow, now I understand what my big mother was saying. Now I understand why it was so hard for my mom and my dad to communicate and be on the same page, because as adults, we think of things so different, but you think when you're so close to people that we think the same. And I'm learning that I don't think anybody thinks the same as me. I feel like I don't think the same as anyone else. But I never set boundaries with family, friends, and I'm learning now as I'm growing up that wholeheartedly. I think before I need to learn to set boundaries with friends because I don't really have any right now, and as I grow into them, the boundaries will automatically be set. I need to learn to set boundaries with family. But I think the reason why I don't set boundaries with family or didn't is because I never wanted to be left out. I never wanted to be looked at as the odd man out in the family. I already was. I didn't want to make waves within the family. I didn't want my dad's side to say, yeah, see, that's because of your mama's side. And I didn't want my mama's side to be like, yeah, that's that shit that your daddy's side do. So I just let everybody blend and do everything and cross every line and violate me in every way. And I didn't say anything. And it's crazy now that I'm trying to set boundaries with friends and mainly family, to establish those lines and to put in place those things in my family court that I won't have, that I won't tolerate, that I won't do. It's making it the exact same thing that I was afraid of as a kid. I'm being looked at as the odd man out, not as the example. I'm being asked to be the bigger person or accept the disrespect. The same as you tell a kid to do to an adult. So it's like, why even set them or why even wait? I think family needs more boundaries than friends because those are the ones that are the closest. Those are the ones that have the most direct impact in your life. And I think sometimes those are the ones that hurt us the greatest. I know we get hurt by friends as kids. We get hurt by friends and relationships, as older adults, 20s, 30s. But I don't think there's anyone that can hurt us or affect us or shape our lives in a positive or a negative way more than family. And I think that's something that we need to understand is okay. I've learned it this week. I've learned that I need to respect my boundaries more so that family will respect them. I've learned that I need to map them out better and make the corners a little more sharp so that myself and no one else in my family can cut them. I need to learn that it's okay after all this time to be misunderstood because of my boundaries. And I'm learning that it's not my boundaries that have me is misunderstood, standing out or looking crazy to these people, to these family members. I'm learning that it's their lack of boundaries that have me looking crazy, standing out, or being the outlier with the family. I'm starting to realize this is a good thing, that I have boundaries with my family. I'm starting to realize that I'm doing what's right for me, and in turn, I'm doing what's right for them. I'm starting to realize that they're looking at me fucking sideways because they like, how dare her have these boundaries that my entire life as a 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old, however old the person in my family is recognizing. They're thinking, how dare she have these boundaries that I never set up for myself, and I'm the older one. Well, I don't know what episode it is of the One Successful Failure podcast. I think maybe it's episode 3. But in the words of episode 3, in the words of the title of episode 3 or 4, you can learn a lot from a dummy. And I think by us deciding now to set boundaries with our family, whether it has to do with our kids, our finances, our secrets, our emotions, our vulnerabilities, our home. It's okay to set them. It's okay to look crazy. It's okay to be the black sheep, because sometimes those crazy side eyes that they're doing to you is really them looking straight at themselves like, what the fuck have I been doing all my life and not setting these boundaries? And how dare that young person be the example for what I should be doing in my life? And I think that's what I'm realizing. It's hard sometimes, but it's like, so is the good shit that goes on in our life. Peace is hard to acquire, but it's so worth it, I'm learning. Finances and being financially secure is so hard to have, but it's definitely worth it. So these boundaries that I'm learning to set with my family, and I know it feels weird when I have to say them. No means no. Pause. But I'm learning that no means no, and it feels good. And I think as a community, we need to talk about that more. We need to discuss boundaries more within relationships and define relationships. I think every relationship in our life should have boundaries, including that of family. They get no free. No more free, Randy. No free passes for family because they seem to be the ones that'll fuck you over the fastest if you don't have the boundaries. But they also seem to be the ones, the older ones, the elders, the ancestors that can learn from us young people about what a boundary is and how setting them can be a beautiful thing, not just for themselves, but for the entire family moving forward. I think we can break a lot of generational curses by implementing a few boundaries. I think implementing boundaries as a community, as a collective, as black folks, is breaking a generational curse. And we always say we want to break them, and we always say we want to do the big things, the hard things, but I think sometimes we just need to start with the small things. Boundaries are such a small thing that can make a huge impact. And that was just something that's been on my mind because I've been getting stretched. My boundaries have been getting stretched, not just by other people, but by myself. And I need to learn to enforce them, but I also need to learn to respect them the same way, the same thing you're asking family to do, friends to do, co-workers to do. With your boundaries, you have to do yourself. Because if you don't do them, you're the example of what has to be done for them. You teach people what to do for you and to you. Pause. But there's not a pause there. Lack of boundaries teach people what they can do to you. And so just wanted to share that with you all. That's something that's been on my brain. A lot of things have been on my brain lately, and that's why, wrapping it up on this thing, that's why I have on there threads versus music. This is what I've been, this past 2 weeks, I don't know, man. I've been dealing with a lot of emotional shit. I've been unpacking a lot of old baggage that I've been needing to unpack, but I've just been tossing it in the closet. And with that, old feelings, new feelings, all that kind of shit's been coming up. And I know you're wondering, what the fuck does that have to do with threads and or music? But threads, if you don't know what I'm talking about, first of all, follow me on threads, ThatDamn Trip, and the One Successful Failure podcast. We are on threads. It's the X of Instagram, I guess. It's exactly what it says. A lot of people get the name fucked up. They're like, man, what does sewing have to do? It's not about sewing. It's about text threads, message threads. And a lot of people don't get it. It's like a thread going back and forth with you and a friend or a loved one. And I think that's why I love it. Because I can dump a lot of the things in my brain on my threads. Like notes. Sometimes I'll put a thread up just to see the response it gets. Sometimes I'll put a thread up because it's something that's on my brain, on my heart, and I'm thinking about a topic. And I just want to see if anybody cares about it. Sometimes I dump my brain because I know with the things that I'm going through in life, I know even though it feels like nobody understands, there's like 3 billion people on this planet. And I know that there has to be at least one feeling the same way I feel, thinking the same way I feel, confused the same way I'm confused. And so I just feel like if I just put that thread out there, if I just write it in a thread, there's going to be some mystery friend, some mystery girlfriend, some mystery boyfriend, some mystery aunt or uncle, some mystery cousin, some mystery neighbor who I don't know, who I've missed, who's missed me. We haven't found each other, but they're able to connect, if only for a moment, with me through my thoughts, through threads. And it's the same for them. Sometimes I'm at the lowest of the low and I'm thinking, God, I just really want to talk to somebody about this. But when I talk to the friends that's close, they seem not to understand. Or they tell me, man, get over it. You know, damn, you're not over that relationship yet. Damn, you're not dating yet. Damn, you still not traveling and afraid to live by yourself. You still doing these things. Damn, you still not going out and enjoying life yet. Damn, you still haven't gotten this or that or whatever. But when I go on the threads and I scroll every now and then, I can see somebody else who has dumped their thoughts or their hearts or their concerns or confusions or accomplishments in a little bitty thread. And somehow it comes across my timeline and I get to read it. And for one hot second, one hot thread, one hot feed, one hot feeling, I know that there's somebody out there that thinks the exact same as me. Threads is like the music of social media to me, because I used to think that I couldn't be alone. Somebody has to feel the way that I felt. There's a song about it. There's been times that I couldn't describe it any other way, just like with Threads. There's been times when I've been so down that I wanted to unalive myself over a situation. Keep in mind, it's not, mental illness is real, but this is one of them things like a kid heartache, or I didn't make the school scholarship that I wanted, those type of things. And you just, when you're young, you feel like nobody could ever understand, so it would be better to be unalive. But then you hear one song. You hear one song that says everything in the exact language that you was trying to say it in, but couldn't find the words. Right now I'm hooked on this song, Cafecito, by Loud Ito. I don't know who it is. I don't know how I found it. I don't even know what made me click on it and listen to it. I mean, it's Spanish, but I love Spanish music, language, everything about it. But right now, I haven't Googled all of the lyrics. I've been listening with my Spanglish ears. I know what I understand in the song, and I know that it's about love, and I know it's about all the things that I'm scared of right now, that I'm avoiding, that hurt so bad. But the way in which he's singing it, the way in which the Spanish just flows and you hear the feelings, it makes me feel like, if for none other time than when he was recording this song, if for none other time than when whoever wrote this was in the studio writing it, if it was no other time in life, that one moment that they was making this music, they felt somehow like I felt about love or losing love or whatever Cafecito is about. And that's what Threads has been doing for me lately. So it's like I've been pulled between Threads and music, Thread versus music. Sometimes I ride down the street or I'm in the house and I put on certain music and just lay and listen to the words and see how they relate to my life right now or before. And sometimes lately I've just been laying in my bed and scrolling through, not really reading everything, just kind of looking until I find that one thread that is explaining or describing or surrounding or engulfing or whatever it is, those feelings that I'm feeling right at the time when I'm laying down there scrolling, trying to find the words to write about my life. Whoever came up with Threads, Mark, Facebook, the creative director, whatever, I know it's not like you reinvented the wheel, and I know it's not like you came up with something just so brilliant, but I can tell you what you did. You came up with something for me that has been such a benefit and blessing in this journey that I'm embarking on and that I'm going through this season of my life. And I love to be able to, or I will love to be able to go into my next season, my next love, my next business, my next friendship, relationship, family ship, job ship, living condition ship, whatever it is. I can't wait to go into the new one, but be able to look back at my old thread, and if nothing else, for one moment, 1 second, one brief timeline scroll, be able to be the future person that can read my threads right now. And if nobody else can understand what I was going through at the time, the future me will be able to understand it because I'm on the other side of it. And I think Threads has been a journal, therapy. It's been what music couldn't fulfill. And I think if you're not on Threads, I think that's one of those things. And no, Threads doesn't pay me. I'm not endorsed or sponsored by Instagram. I'm not an influencer. If you look on there, I don't have 50 million followers. I'm really low key. Followers and all that, those numbers, although I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe, it's just really for the algorithm. I can talk to a fucking rock. I can talk to myself, but I don't have a lot of followers on there. But Threads is one of those things that I really, 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 really think that if you don't have therapy or a significant other, a best friend, and if you don't trust yourself with your thoughts, jump on threads. Hell, follow me. You can see what I'm thinking if you're not on Sunday Set Trip. You can see what I'm going through. You can see some of my personality or read some of my personality. You can hear some of my sarcasticness, my assholeism. Some people say I'm funny. I think I'm funny, but at the same time, too, I don't really be trying to be funny. I be serious in the motherfucker on threads. But whatever it is to you, hey man, hop on threads and let me know. Do you thread? Do you get threaded? Which one is better when you can't figure out the words? Threads or music? I mean, people get on X, whatever. There's a lot of drama. And right now, I think because threads is new, it's so calm, it's so peaceful. One thing I will say is threads, if you can help me, fix my algorithm. I don't know how all these lesbians have got in my algorithm. I don't ever remember posting a women loving women's thread. I don't know what it has seen on there. I don't have any rainbows. And yes, I do like reading the women loving women, and I do like looking at some of the eye candy on there. But some of that shit is annoying. Give me some regular other people's stuff, some normal, some straight, some pan, some whatever everybody else is calling themselves. Give me some of them too. Give me some women loving men. I don't know about the men loving men. That's a sensitive subject for me. I don't know about that, but threads. I love what you're doing for me with that music cans or music. I love how you and threads intertwine. I love the artists on there. Shout out to Kalani. I think my other knew this, and this is getting off, but I'm about to get off of here, but I'm going to end with this. One thing about threads is it can make you feel like you're having a conversation with people that you otherwise wouldn't get to have a conversation with. And Lord Jesus, I don't know if people know how I feel about Kalani, and like she makes me so mad because she's one of those women that I would probably just leave everything and everybody for, and she's just the right amount of toxic for me. But what I love about threads is people like Kalani use threads, and she uses it different than she uses it for Instagram. And it makes me feel like I get to know a little bit more about her. Kind of like the Sunday Set Trip. She gets on threads and she drops things that are in her mind and in her heart. And I think it's a way that if you're an influencer or if you're a celebrity or a podcaster or whatever you are, or just a regular fucking person who doesn't know how to get some of the things across that you want to say or get off your heart, I think she uses threads that way, and I think it's like a personal or a public diary. And I just want to shout out Kalani because there's been a lot of times, not only has her music helped me get through the fuck shit that I'm going through or been through, or some of the celebrations that she's helped me celebrate, but it's her transparency and vulnerability and her openness on threads that gives me the confidence and to be open. It gives me the confidence to say one day I won't have the celebrity status as Kalani does, or maybe I will, but I want to be able to be vulnerable and let people in on my thoughts because maybe for 1 second somebody will agree. I don't think everybody disagrees with her. There's sometimes she has to go on and defend, but she has a perfect platform to be able to do it. So it's people like Kalani who are big on threads that keep little people like me coming back and having hope. It makes me feel like someone that I look up to or lust up to, actually. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I would shoot my shot at Kalani even though she lane switched and she does this, and 1 minute she's with chicks and 1 minute she does dicks. But that's a whole different subject. I said I wouldn't do it, but I would probably do that for Kalani. And it's probably because more on threads, I get to see why she's more open to different things. I get to read more about her beliefs and disbeliefs and her opinions and her views. And I think when we do that, we can learn a lot more about a lot of people. It's like communication. I think if we would learn to listen to people, we would learn a lot more about them. We would understand and we would know that we're more like them than we think we're different. And that's the same with threads. You don't have to listen. Go in there and read what people are going through. Be nice. Go on there and see that sometimes people's shit is way more fucked up than yours, and you should be celebrating. Go on and see how a thread, a message with a friend, a random thought could spark creativity, spark love, spark new ideas, and really just change your whole motherfucking life, situation, or if nothing else, it could change your day. The same as we do with music. We look to those things to tap into our emotions, and I think whoever came up with threads, man, Kudos to you for tapping into emotions and thoughts and feelings and learning and teaching us a different way of communication. That's motherfucking art and creativity, and I think I love it. But listen, man, we're jumping up off of here. This is Sunday Set Trip. I'm Trip. Of course, it is the Sunday after, and you're tapped in here on the set of the One Successful Failure podcast, where, of course, I'm the host. Thank you for tapping in, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Meet me in those goddamn comments, not just on the podcast episodes. Meet me in the comments here. Tap into the community. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know what you're struggling with. Go on to my threads. Drop me a thread. Show me yours. Let me know that there's somebody out there that thinks the same way I think. Let me know that there's someone out there that has boundaries with their family. Or do you? Or do you just let your family have a pass because they're family? I don't know. I don't know who Webster is or Merriam or whoever it is that came up with the dictionary. But I tell people all the time, I think they're kind of fucked up for how they put us so much restrictions and so much emphasis and responsibility on the word family. But when we really look at it, it's just another F word in a conglomerate of a bunch of F words that we don't use on a regular either. So why do we put so much emphasis on this F word? I don't know. Do we boundary them or do we not? Let me know if you have boundaries on your family. Let me know what some of your boundaries are. Let me know, does your family know you have boundaries? Do you even know what a boundary is? Man, I want to know if I'm the only one. Shoot me a thread. Get in these comments. Holla at your girl, man. Meet me on the podcast, man. I want to see y'all on the One Successful Failure podcast. I'm the host. I'm ThatDamn Trip. Tap into the social media. Tap in to the Sunday Set Trip. Tap into the community. Oh, I got a new book. I forgot to bring it up, but we're 5 minutes from May. We're going into a new book, and somehow I came across, matter of fact, meet me on the next Sunday Set Trip. We'll talk about the new book. It's called Emotional Intelligence. If you want to go ahead and get it now and be ahead of the game, that's where we're going in May. We're going to be working on our emotional intelligence because I've learned with the no new friends, and with the new friends, I need a little more emotional intelligence if I'm going to deal with these new niggas. Meet me in these goddamn comments, man. Thank y'all for tapping into Sunday Set Trip. And like you already know, nothing beats a failure but a try, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. We out this thing. Meet us in the goddamn comments. I'm going to be there still. I promise. Peace.